salvation ain't clear. We the men that's gonna put the scripts in your ear. Oh my God, did he just cut them up? Nah, bruh, them laws that them bleeding. Did that sister just go cover up? Nah, bruh, them laws just all hit out. Precept upon precept. Building that on me, boy. Effect of the end. Babylon will be destroyed.
Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up. Yeah, there we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. Here we go. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Cut 'em up, cut 'em up, cut 'em up. There we go. Build 'em up, build 'em up, build 'em up. There we go. Break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down, break 'em down. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out.
Okay, we hold our own ground. In the valley of these dry bones, got warriors all around me, ready to cut him down with one stroke. He needs some life insurance. He get cut with every word we quote. Tell Esau, bring that beef. I give up eating pork a long time ago. These dudes act like they really bold and talk deep, like they really know, but we cut him deep to the head and soul and his eyes up, cause he lost control. That's Gideon's army part 2 in Joshua 6. Coming soon, we cut him up till he turn to soup and build him up.
Shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's your boy Michael Israel here. Got a good show today. The title is Stay Vigilant. We got a couple different things we're going to go over. Shalom to Sister Lisa over there on YouTube. Shalom to Yohanan Israel. I think I got that right. Shalom to Sabrina. Shalom to Noel. See you in there. Shalom. And see who else we got. All right. Folks still coming in. So yeah, we got a lot of good information for you today. Like I said, the title of the show is Stay Vigilant. And something that was we have like basically a testimony that I'm gonna read of something that went down yesterday off of yesterday's show that just proves, you know, what I'm talking about, and you'll see when I read this. I pull it up here for y'all to see too. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, and this was from Brother C.M. Hill. Okay, and let me see if I can pull this up. There we go. That's a little better. So this was from Brother C.M. Hill. After he had watched the show from yesterday. And I'll pull it up. So this is what happened. He said, "Thanks for the warning, Ak." He said, "I was walking in my suburban neighborhood and was stopped by the sheriff. I had to show ID to prove I lived there." He wrote, "Ignorance begins with us. Take heed." And basically what he was saying is, you know, he was walking in his neighborhood, and what I had talked about yesterday is, you know, when you're dealing with these cops or these other nations, you're not commanded to win the argument or win your point or anything like that. The Bible specifically tells you in detail how to deal with cops and people of authority, you know, from these other, especially from these other nations, how to deal with your enemy and stuff like that. And this is one of the verses right here. Let me switch over to it. It says, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him. So when you're walking in his law, statutes, and commandments, when you're actually doing them, not just knowing them, but when you're actually living them out and applying them to your life, your enemies will be at peace with you. So, for instance, the cop asked him to show his ID in his own neighborhood, and most people would have did that thing like I was talking about yesterday, where people like, oh yeah, this is how you win an argument with a cop and everything like that, you know. And if he had if he had tried to do that, he could have got himself killed out there. You know what I'm saying? So we have to use wisdom, you know, when we're dealing with these other nations. Okay. And just to tell you another area that it's gonna be imperative that we use wisdom in is dealing how we are on Facebook, because they're gonna be cracking down here soon if you start saying certain words that they could categorize as hate speech. Like, I don't call people out by their color or anything anymore. I just say the Greco-Roman beast system. You know what I'm saying? Instead of calling out races, so then they could tag you on that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better start referring to them as the Khazars instead of by the other name. So that's how I try to refer to them as the Khazars, because they're gonna really be cracking down on that. And it's just using wisdom of how to navigate through here. And that Ephesians 5:16, I'm gonna pull it up here, is really coming into play in a big way. It says, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with with wine wherein excess, but be filled with the Spirit. And 15 says, because I started at 16, it says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay? So you got to use wisdom out here. You got to watch. And me and a bunch of the other brothers I teach with, we have really come to the realization and realize, man, things are changing, and they're changing fast, and we have to use wisdom out here. I mean, and be awake. Let me start that verse. Let me start at 14. It says, Wherefore he saith, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay? It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. So make sure you understand this word, and make sure you're applying it in your day-to-day life. Application of his word. That's the key. And the way I like to say it is a practical application of the word. Okay? Not this, we're getting away. I'm getting away from all this feel good, emotionalism. you know, you gotta it's see, and I'm gonna show you with some of these news stories that I got. I got two quick news stories. And this is book. What the Most High is doing is he's ramping up the oppression so you can come out of the oppression. He's making it a little bit painful for people who are not walking in truth. He's making it painful for them so that they will come into the truth and have peace in their life. And because we're getting closer to the end times, he's ramping it up more. I mean, I ain't gonna talk about it. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about. This is why you got to stay informed of what's going on. This came out yesterday. I saw this. Okay, so check this out. Hold on.
Global trend of ditching the U.S. dollar. As this week, Russia announced it is working towards replacing the U.S. currency while conducting trade with African nations. Chairman of the Russia-Zimbabwe Business Council told reporters, quote, "I think it's possible to use other currencies in Africa," adding, "We know that the Russian bank VTB is planning to extend its activity in the region so we could switch to settlements in the currencies that are more convenient to the lender." This news comes just weeks after the Russian government announced it will work to de-dollarize its economy in a bid to lessen the impact of U.S. sanctions. Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke about this initiative earlier this month.
Okay, so, and they said it's a new trend of ditching the dollar. So it's signs of the times. It's economically, militarily, politically, you see things going in one definite direction. It's not anything complicated. You know what I'm saying? It's not complicated what's getting ready to go down to figure out. Okay, hold on one sec. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, it's the direction things are going is, you know, it's obvious. You know, it's not brain science to see that, look, you know, a war is inevitable. You can't help but see the writing, you know, on the wall that, you know, a big war is coming. You know, we see this. So let's see. I had another. Where's that? Okay, here we go. Politically, you heard me say politically. So right here it says Trump shocks with racist new ad days before midterms. Okay, so check this out.
For unity, all he seems to be pushing for real is fear and division. I want you to watch and listen to what was sent from the president's Twitter account to 55.5 million people.
See, the only thing that head is a too. I wish one would kill more cops.
And that's just part of it. To be honest, I don't want to play all of it, and then people have come to me and say, why are you playing these ugly and distortive images? When did all migrants become the man that Trump just tweeted about? A man given the death penalty for killing 2 sheriff's deputies and wounding a 3rd. This tweet is coming from the same president who earlier this week complained about people blaming his rhetoric for the rise of hate acts across the country. Now Trump is doing just that by saying the Democrats are responsible for the atrocious act that this man committed.
So anyway, I put that up there because what you see there is a growing division, and it's based on race. I was talking to a brother yesterday about how these people who do the that are marketing companies for the campaign, for the candidates, that these people have realized that, man, race is the ultimate. Like, what they've realized, like, the more racist you could be, that's gonna cause, they'll look past everything, any other issues you got, as long as you draw a dividing line there. As long as you take a stance on race, they'll pass everything else. And they realize that. And like I said, that's what they're going to use, and that's biblical. Because that dividing line they're going to use, because there was a video I saw the other day where this lady, she went to, Ugo had posted it. Israel Ben Yehuda, he had posted it, and it was this lady. She's going to some political rally, and they don't like black people there, and she knew it, and she went because she like, well, that's wrong. It's like, man, our people, we ain't got no sense. It's like, if you know they don't want you there, don't go. It's like, that's simple. But it's simple stuff that has us so oppressed and in the predicament we're in. So it's but that's the deception of this nation. You know what I'm saying? So Sister Yana Israel, she put the color line. We must understand what this is and how it works. It's very simple. they call it the color line, but at the end of the day, it's the culture line. You Hebrew, you with your nation, you on your team, you rock with your team, and they Greco-Roman European. They're on their team. They rock with their team. They care about their team. And then we have our confused brothers and sisters who are running around singing, "We are the world. We are and singing and unity and all this stuff." And that's not the case, because when you look in the Bible, he says in this time that we're in now, he's going to divide things up. All the nations going to go back to their, everybody going to get back on their team. And we, the last ones to wake up. Oh, my bad. So yeah, we're the last ones. Yeah, my bad, Yohanan. Yeah, we're the last ones to wake up. We're the last ones to get the point. And what the Most High is doing is he has to whoop our heads with a president just blatantly telling you don't, and people telling you don't come to our rallies. We don't want black folks here or whatever. He has to blatantly do this to get you to wake up. Okay? To get us to, come back and come together as a nation, as a people. Okay? And what's like I was saying it yesterday, what's going to happen? This is going to get worse and worse. And the worse it gets, the louder we're going to point it out, and the more people are going to wake up. Let's see. So let me and just what a lot of people struggle with, like I was saying, is basic stuff. Like, for instance, as a nation, or they talk about, for instance, Chicago. And they're always talking about the killing going on there. And our people are so stupid, they don't realize they want this going on there. Okay? These people know the power of television, the power of images, how influential television, radio, media is. They know if they want to turn them neighborhoods around over in Chicago or whatever, these bad neighborhoods or whatever, if they wanted to turn them around, they could do it in a couple months. Just with the proper media programming and all that. But they don't want to turn it around. And our people are too simple to see that it's by design. I mean, you don't even have to dig that deep. It's like, why would you continue letting them show movies and show whatever on TV? Why would you attack the family when you know that's the core of everything? And then pump poison in there in the form of media? You know, this basic stuff. And they know that to change it, that's all they got to do. But they don't want to do it. And we all know this. But the people who think, oh no, it's them people bad over there, they just evil. Okay. It's like, y'all, you're simple. Let's see. And yeah, and it's like there's a gag order on, you know, shaming people and trying to correct people and wake people up on this. Oh, you know, they want you to just shut up about race and just blame your own people and don't call things out for the way they are. But like I said, and if y'all haven't seen it, man, check out Elder Dimitri Milligan's videos. The last 3 videos he did, because I mean, and also check out Josh Cullen's video that he did yesterday. These brothers, I mean, I can't, there's not too much more I could say about, like, on these topics. They hit it all. Josh was going in, bringing out some heavy information about end time prophecy and what's going on, and just getting in the nitty gritty about what might be getting ready to go down, and keeping the people awake and informed. And you know, we gotta, when you know, we're knocking some of the sugar off this stuff. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep sugarcoating stuff. The time is evil. I mean, things are unfolding fast. And like I said the other day, you either have your legs in the pool, or I mean, you can't just sit there with your legs in the pool. You either got to get in the pool and swim or get out. And I mean, I'm telling you, these situations are going to just keep, you know, coming till you wake up and get with your people, and then you'll have some peace, you know. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of stuff going on. It's interesting times. I'm telling you. All right. So yeah, and it's funny because, you know, I haven't really been watching the news lately, or following it, but I started following it recently because I realized, hey, I got to really watch this stuff closer. And from the last time I watched the news to now, it's like, man, Russia and China just continuing to move forward, you know. And I mean, they're rushing into Africa and just all types of stuff, man. I mean, the writing's on the wall. So, Yohanan, he put, race is the first and foremost thing that affects us all. And I would word it even better, is that nationality, culture, us as a nation. See, the whole thing is that Chinese play on a Chinese team. They know what team they play on. They know what the game is. East Indians play on the East Indian game. From the people from India, they know what team they play on. It's good. You know, the Middle Eastern people, same thing. We the only nation of people who don't realize we a nation. But we're coming into that now. Now we're beginning to realize, hey, we're a nation. You know? And it's a slow wake up because I mean we were really asleep. In fact we were in a coma. But now we're beginning to wake up and realize, hey, we're a nation. All this, we're all one, but then your actions show that you're playing a team game and you're playing on your team. You know, we still have a lot of people falling for that and subscribing to the "We Are the World" doctrine, and we all unify. We're going to unify and all this good stuff. You still have people subscribing to that, but yeah, the nation you are of is absolutely a dividing factor. The whole book is about a nation of people. You know, one group, one race, whatever you want to call it, of people. And that's why in politics and religion and everything, like you said, race is the first and foremost thing that affects us all. It's about you as a nation. That's everything, you know. And because we're a divided nation, we're a weak nation, okay? But now we got this book and we're coming together as the nation, just as Bible prophecy has said. So, yep, absolutely. Let me check. Brother Marcus put the whole world is coming against us, and that's book. But they're coming against us so that we could come together. The Most High is using them to herd us back into a herd. You know what I'm saying? You over there, we over there scattered off in some field, and he sends the wolves in, and the sheep sees the wolves coming, and it runs towards the flock because they know it can't run towards the wolves. And our people are beginning to realize we are amongst wolves. And the only place of safety and acceptance is with our flock. And a lot of people are learning this the hard way. A lot of people are learning this when the cop, they figured out when a cop is whacking them in the head with a stick. You know what I'm saying? So that's a blessing, you know. As a matter of fact, that's what triggered me and a bunch of other brothers to really start warning the people, hey, these people are getting ready to come against us. You know? Yah is making us uncomfortable, so we will want to leave. Exactly. And so we will want to come together as a nation with our own people. Because all we got is us. And people can speak all types of creative doctrines and feel good, sugary stuff. But at the end of the day, all we got is us. I mean, there ain't no getting around it. And like I said, shortly that's going to be made painfully obvious to people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There ain't no getting around that. And yeah, there won't be no avoiding it either. But yeah, so let's see what you put here. It says alms is for our nation. We need to understand this and bring this alms stronghold down we must purge the extortionists out of the body so we can build trust with each other. What do you mean alms is for our nation? We need to understand this and bring this alms stronghold down. What are you talking about? I'm not sure what that is. Go ahead and let me know what you're talking about there. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. And Shalom, King Dino. Shalom, Noel Jones. I see Marcus in there. So no put. Sadly, still so many blacks holding on to this place for dear life. Absolutely. And I mean, I tell you, once they realize these other nations don't care about them, which in my personal, and this is just my opinion, is this next election, not the midterm, the main election, they're going to really see that, yo, these people don't care about us. Once they realize that, everything will fall together for them. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying, and where people are doing charity for the other nations? Is that what you're saying, Yohanana? Yeah, from your understanding, is it time to return to Zion? No, we'll know. No. As far as the and like I said, I'm getting ready to do a breakdown on that, and there'll be a war when we're returning to Zion. Like, and while we're coming out, this nation will be getting destroyed. Like, a lot of that stuff's gonna happen at or right near the same time. And like I said, in a couple days, I'm as soon as I get a chance, I'm pretty busy, but I'm gonna put out the short-term prophetic end-time prophecy, like exactly where we're at and how things are gonna go down. As far as that year of the return with Ghana and him wanting us to come back and all that stuff like that, that is cool. And what's happening and what needs to happen with that is us building our relationship with our brothers and sisters over there that are in Africa. So that's absolutely, yeah. There's some brothers that I deal with that are absolutely, they're heading over there and they're going to move over there. And they're going to serve as a point of contact for us when we go over there to begin visiting and building and going over doctrine and understanding that, because they have a lot of history, oral history that's been passed down that we don't have. And we got a lot of information that they don't have. We're going to put that information together. It's going to make us stronger as a nation. So, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Brother Marcus. All the petty differences amongst us are minor. And it happens, and it's not, like a lot of people get frustrated with it, and like, oh, I can't handle the petty differences, and you're going to have it. Like I said in my other video, we've been asleep for hundreds of years, not knowing who we were. You think we're just going to wake up and everybody going to, you don't just jump out the bed and go run 100-meter dash. It's a wake-up process. And a lot of people can't see that. They want it to be like Christianity and, oh, everything's all good. Nah, this is reality. We're waking up. So these people getting frustrated with, there's going to be big, arguing. Look, they was Paul and them, and you read Acts and the Gospels, and the Most High was walking the earth, and they was going back and forth over stuff. And they had the whole history and knew when the feast days were and all that stuff, and they were still going back and forth over stuff. Okay, so it's like you got a lot of feminized men and women out there who can't deal with a little bit of frustration. That's all it is. But that's part of the growing pains, is getting the doctrine sound and correct. is, but like I said in my other video, with people, with these same people getting all frustrated with the doctrinal differences, these same people fail to realize the miracle that after all we've been through, and now we're coming back to exactly who we are. And like we were scattered and beat down and everything evil done to us. And now we're still here. And on top of that, we're working on beginning to come together. There's a desire to come together. So it's good, man. Yeah. And that so many people are holding on to this country and this nation and this culture. And that's why he said, "Come out of her, my people." You know, it also said, "Choose none of her ways." But a lot of people still hold on to Christianity and the culture of this nation. And like I said, in the short term, from the things I'm seeing, I think it's going to really get ramped up to where a lot of these people are going to wake up. And this brother Noel said he hopes the awakening speeds up. I hope everything speeds up so we can go to Israel. Let's keep praying. Exactly. It's going fast, though. It is. I mean, I've seen some things. It's moving out. So, Brother Mark said he's made a couple contacts in Ghana, and they are so starved for news for what is going on here. Exactly. And I'm working on the same thing. You might need to message me about that, of how we could get videos and information over there to them. I know I'm working with some people in China too. You need to understand. So yeah. But anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap this broadcast up. I got to get to work. I appreciate y'all tuning in. And definitely stay vigilant, stay in the word, and practically apply it to your life, to these situations that's going on how to deal with these other nations with wisdom. And anyway, with that said, I'm Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. Shalom.